Next we're going to look at a couple techniques, follow-up techniques from a high shoulder lock. The foundational lock is in most locking systems. It's a little difficult sometimes to find the follow-up techniques for that particular one, so we're going to look at my two favorites. Okay. There are a lot of ways to enter this, but a basic entry is just to grab across the wrist, lift with the elbow, step deep, and then to lock this into the chest high and wide, scoot a little bit forward. Now, one of the first things that we can do is try to get the elbow tilted back a little bit more, okay? And I'm just going to sit him down here. He's already quite locked in, and it's pretty painful there. So all I'm going to do is rotate a little bit more and get him to roll onto his stomach, and then pull this into a rear wrist lock, okay? Or an escort hold, as it's also known. So one more time, let's scoot up here, step in, deep, and sit down and back, rotate, and pin him here. And if I need to, I just walk that forward and hold him on the ground here, okay? Predominantly keeping this kink in the wrist and pinching the elbow to the wrist like an accordion. And the next technique, which is probably a little bit worse, is stepping in here. Once I have this arm locked, and you need to be careful because if he can spin out of this, and some people will, you don't have a proper lock, but you want to get this in position where he doesn't really have an out, okay? Now, I want to create enough torque and tension that when I roll this forward, he's going to throw himself into a fall anyway because it'll tear up the shoulder a bit if he doesn't. Okay, so that's a lot of times why you'll see just a little bit of movement here, but an awfully big movement on his part. He's trying to spare his own shoulder, okay? So I'll just torque. He's going to go over. I'm just going to drive this straight to the ground, keep that tension on the wrist, and press. Okay, if I needed to, or if I needed to break the joint for some reason, after he goes down, this can just be a very hard slam, or down and strike. Okay, so we'll do that one a little faster. Through. Okay. So yeah, those two are pretty fun. Both quite painful and dangerous, so go very slow with your partners. And if you don't have somebody that can fall, maybe avoid the second one for now. Boha is throwing himself into that fall because it's the only way really to escape the tension in the shoulder lock. So if you can't fall, you can only practice from standing posture. You can't really have a follow-up from there. But anyway, it's a fun technique, both of them, and see you in the next video.